Hi guys, it's Jennifer from the Morris Clan, and I've got Kennedy. Hi. Thought I'd hop on here and get an update done. This little miss turned 5 months last week, and she also had surgery last week. So I'm gonna kind of do a surgery update and a 5-month update. So let's just do the surgery update. She went for a heart cath surgery last Wednesday on her 5 months of age. So that's why the 5-month update's a little bit late. But we had to be down there at 9 o'clock in the morning. Her surgery was not until 11:30. She went in actually late. They didn't even take her back until like 12:15. And then we were able to see she was out and in recovery at 3. Then we were taken to her room because she had an overnight stay at 4 o'clock. So it was a long day. They pretty much did what they needed. They re-ballooned her arch because she has HLHS, and it was narrowing, and it wasn't really giving her trouble. It's just they were worried about it giving her trouble in the future. So they redone that, and sorry guys, my hair is just has issues today. Anyway, Cameron, please stop. Shh. Sorry. And anyway, so we got back to her room around 4. Everything went well. She was still kind of, out of it. And she pretty much just slept the whole time. We had some issues. There was this one nurse that I didn't really like her, and I kind of requested her to be changed. I just felt like she didn't know enough about her condition, or even about the medical equipment. Because we spent 8 weeks, guys, at Riley's Children's Hospital when she was first born. And so we learned a lot in that 8 weeks about her condition and, their medical equipment. And when they get upset, when she gets upset, her oxygen will drop. But she always brings herself back up within a few minutes. That's normal, for her, HLHS baby. She just has a really bad temper on top of this heart condition. My kids have bad tempers. So, and at the same time, they had her legs where she couldn't bend them. She couldn't move her one arm because it had an IV in it. She couldn't do anything, she couldn't do anything. She could only move her one hand. That was it for 5 hours that they had her doing this. And, so, for the most part, she slept. But for the times that she was awake, she wasn't happy about it, not being able to move her legs or her one hand. It was just a lot on her, on us, and her oxygen would go down. We were always told, after they hit 50% in oxygen, it's no longer accurate. So you need to observe the patient. Is she blue? Is she not breathing? Is she having issues breathing? Because at one point it said that she was 30 something, and she wasn't even blue. She was crying and breathing. And she looked like she does right now. And the nurse freaked out and didn't even observe her. She just put her right on into a nasal cannula, which, if you guys don't know our backstory, you need to go watch my other videos. We had to do an oxygen, wean her off oxygen, and I guess it just brought back, memories of, you know, I just felt like they were pushing her back, when she was already on oxygen for so long, and she didn't need it. Like, if they would have just calmed her down or just looked at her, they would have known, like, oh, she's no 30%, but that's not what the nurse did. She just, did it, and then she was in the 90s, and again, with her heart condition, that's, she's not supposed to be in the 90s, so they ended up having to take it off anyway. It was just a huge mess. And then an hour after that happened, this girl managed to kick her IV out. She had 2 IVs. She had one in her hand and one in her leg, and she kicked the one out of her leg out. Blood everywhere. She had the one in her hand almost all the way pulled out, so they went ahead and took it. Then they decided that they wanted blood after they pulled the IVs out. But the doctor gave an order of a 1 poke, so they needed to decide where they wanted to poke to get this blood. And if they didn't get it, they didn't get it. So they decided that they were going to try her head, which it was on the side. Which she has my veins. They roll. So they did it. They poked. They moved around the mill. And they didn't work. She didn't even bleed after they took the needle out. So, that was just, again, I felt like unnecessary. And it was due to her oxygen being low, because the nurse had reported to the doctor that she was in the 30s when my husband and I were like, no, she wasn't. But, it was whatever. She slept the rest of the night. It pretty much wore her out dealing with all that. Hi. And, so her doctor came in at like 7 o'clock in the morning, looked at her. She said, you guys ready to go home? And I was like, yes. So we had to leave at like 9:30 because it takes them a little while to do like discharge papers. So we left at 9:30 on Thursday. And then the doctor called us her cardiologist called us at, I want to say 2. We had just gotten home after driving all the way home, picking up our boys, coming back, unloading everything. And then we found out. That, sorry, Christian's mad because he's not getting what he wants. And at 2 o'clock, he called and told us that he was pushing back her open heart surgery. Her pressure's read too high. Because when they do this cath, they take pictures of pressures, and with her, they re-ballooned her arch. So they decided that it was best for her to hold off on her open heart surgery until June, to give her a few months for the pressures to come down, because the medicine that they would give to bring the pressures down, she's already on it, been on it for quite some time, so it just doesn't do any good. So we no longer have open heart surgery at the end of the month. It is sometime in June, and she will have another heart cath in May. So that's one thing with these hypoplastic, left heart syndrome babies, that you can follow stories, but every baby is different. Most babies would have their second surgery by now, or about ready to have it, and she's gonna be 8 months, between 8 and 9 months, before she has hers. So that is the surgery update. Now let's move on to this little thing right here. Yes. She's 5 months old, and she is just a hair over 16 pounds. I'm not sure of length. At her last checkup, she was like 24 and a half inches, so I'm pretty sure she's longer than that now. But Still on all same meds, so nothing's changed on that. She wears a size 2 diaper, size 6 to 9 months clothes, and 9-month clothes. And, so 9 months if it's like Carter brand or whatever. But, her hair is actually long enough now where I could actually put a clip in it, and it actually looks like it's a little clip Cody. Which we did yesterday for her first St. Patrick's Day. So I may insert some pictures, maybe like from her surgery and all that, and from her first St. Patty's Day and her 5-month pictures. And we had family pictures done. If you can't hear it, I'm just getting over a cold. I had a sore throat, cough, and really congested. My sore throat was gone. My cough, I cough once in a while, but it's pretty much gone. I'm still kind of congested. And my son Christian also got sick, and his nose has been kind of all over the place. I can't decide if it was to be runny or congested, but that's all he has. And then this one's also congested. So, yep. And with this new coronavirus that's going around, has not been helpful. You know, I've now got all my kids home from school because schools are closed. I also I had to buy extra cleaner because, you know, she's considered high risk, due to her heart disease. So I'm like cleaning this house with like bleach cleaner, or some sort of cleaner that has bleach in it, like every 2 days, just to try to keep the germs down, because my husband does work in a factory which is not closed, and they've had 3 cases so far. At least 3 people that have come in contact with it but has come back negative. So it's only a matter of time. So we've been like home. We have not left or done anything since we came home from her surgery. So it's been a long few days, and it's just gonna get longer. But as for her 5-month update, there's not much to really update. You guys have to figure, even though she's 5 months old, she was in the NICU for 2 months. So they always say subtract her NICU time from her actual age is what she should be doing. So technically she's like 3 months old. And and she holds her head up fine, and she's learning that she's got her hands. As you can see, she's been chewing on her fingers like crazy. She's starting to mumble and laugh out loud, but that's pretty much it. I mean, really not a whole lot has changed. So I think that's all I have for you guys. I hope you're all staying safe, and let's keep praying that this virus will go away and our lives can get back to normal. But I'll be thinking about you all and praying for you all. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.